Picture this. Your bank account is bleeding money every month, not because you're unlucky or underpaid, but because your mind is quietly sabotaging you. You think rich thoughts one day, then panic spend the next. You set goals, then scroll instead of execute. You know what you should do, but your thoughts keep dragging you back to broke habits. The hard reality? Your mind controls your money, full stop. The wealthiest people don't have secret investments or magic luck. They have ironclad mental control, thoughts that force discipline, kill excuses, and attract opportunities. When you master your mind, your bank account has no choice but to follow. In this powerful audiobook, you'll discover exactly how to take total control. No vague, positive thinking fluff, just proven mindset shifts, daily mental rituals, and psychological tools that self-made millionaires use to turn inner chaos into outer wealth. You'll learn how hidden mental blocks are silently draining your finances and how to destroy them. Daily mind control practices that rewire scarcity into abundance, the exact thought patterns that make saving, investing, and earning feel automatic. How to stay disciplined when motivation dies, because real wealth is built in the boring moments. If you're tired of your thoughts betraying your wallet and ready to command both your mind and your money, stay locked in. By the end, you'll think like the rich, and your bank account will finally start proving it. Let's begin the takeover. Chapter 1. The Invisible Chains. How your thoughts are stealing your money. Welcome to Chapter 1 of Control Your Mind, Control Your Bank Account. If you're here, it's because a part of you already knows the truth. Your finances aren't broken because of bad luck, a low salary, or the economy. They're broken, or at least stuck, because your mind is running outdated, self-sabotaging software that you never asked for but keep executing every single day. Most people believe money problems are external. If I just earned more, if prices weren't so high, if that opportunity had come my way. That's comforting. It lets you stay the victim. But the moment you accept the hard truth that your bank account is a direct reflection of your mental programming, everything changes. And it changes painfully at first, because facing yourself is the hardest part. Let's start with the invisible chains most people wear without realizing it. These are not abstract philosophies. They're specific, repeatable thought patterns that leak money out of your life like a slow puncture in a tire. You don't notice the loss day to day, but over months and years it adds up to tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars you never see. Chain number 1, the scarcity loop. There's never enough. This is the most common mental trap. Your brain, shaped by childhood messages, past shortages, or constant media fear-mongering, runs on the belief. Money is scarce, so I must protect what little I have or grab what I can before it's gone. How does this show up in real life? You see a sale and buy things you don't need because it's a good deal. Even though you're spending money you didn't plan to spend, you avoid investing because the market might crash, so your money sits in a savings account earning 0.5% while inflation eats 7%. You undercharge for your work or stay in a job that pays poorly because at least it's steady. Scarcity makes stability feel safer than growth. You impulse spend after a stressful day to feel rewarded because your mind equates spending with emotional relief. The result? Your money never gets the chance to grow. It gets spent, hoarded uselessly, or given away to comfort. Scarcity thinking doesn't protect wealth, it prevents it. Real example, a woman earning $4,500 per month after taxes lived paycheck to paycheck for years. She believed there's never enough, so she said yes to every family request, bought deals she didn't need, and avoided investing because it felt risky. After tracking her thoughts for a month, she realized 70% of her spending decisions came from that one sentence: there's never enough. When she forced herself to replace it with, I create enough by managing what I have, she cut unnecessary expenses by $800 per month and started investing $300 per month. Within 2 years, she had her first $15,000 invested. Proof that the mind controls the money. Chain number 2, the worthiness block. I'm not the kind of person who gets rich. Deep down, many people carry an identity that says wealth is for other people. Smarter, luckier, more ruthless, better connected. This belief isn't logical. It's emotional. It shows up as self-sabotage. You get a raise and immediately increase spending to match the old identity. I can't save that much. That's not me. Avoidance. You don't learn about investing, negotiating, or side hustles because that's for business people, not regular folks like me. Comparison paralysis. You see someone wealthy and think they must have had advantages I never had, instead of studying what they did differently. This chain is deadly because it makes wealth feel morally or personally incompatible with who you are. Until you rewrite the identity script, no amount of knowledge or tactics will stick. Chain number 3, the instant gratification hijack. I deserve this right now. Modern life trains your brain for dopamine on demand. Likes, deliveries, notifications, sugar, scrolling. When money enters the picture, the same wiring kicks in. I've had a hard day/week/month. I deserve to treat myself. The problem? Treating yourself today borrows from tomorrow's freedom. Every $50 deserved impulse buys $500 plus in future wealth at compound rates over 20 years. Your mind doesn't feel that future pain, only today's pleasure. Chain number 4, the excuse factory. I'll start saving when I make more. I'll invest when the market calms down. I'll learn about money when I have time. These are not plans. They're delays disguised as logic. Your mind manufactures reasons to stay in the familiar zone because change feels threatening. The excuse factory runs 24/7 until you shut down. How these chains work together. They form a perfect closed loop. Scarcity makes you fear loss. You spend to feel safe or hoard uselessly. Unworthiness makes you doubt your ability. You avoid actions that could grow money. Instant gratification overrides long-term thinking. You spend what could compound. Excuses protect the status quo. Nothing changes. Break one chain and the others weaken. Break them all, and your bank account starts obeying a new master, your deliberate mind. Your first assignment, chain-breaking audit. Do this today. For the next 7 days, carry a note app or journal. Every time you make a money decision, spend, save, avoid, delay, write down the exact thought that preceded it. Be brutally honest. Examples: bought coffee. I deserve a little treat after that meeting. Skipped investing research. I'm not good with numbers anyway. At the end of each day, categorize the thoughts into the 4 chains above, or add your own. Count how many times each chain appeared. Pick one dominant chain, the one that shows up most, and write its replacement statement 10 times every morning. Scarcity. I create abundance by managing and growing what I already have. Unworthiness. I'm the kind of person who builds wealth starting now. Instant gratification. Real rewards come from delayed pleasure that compounds. Excuses. I start today no matter how small because waiting is the real risk. Force one opposite action daily. If scarcity makes you spend, force a $10 wealth deposit instead. If unworthiness stops you from asking for a raise, write the email/script today. This isn't gentle self-improvement. It's mental surgery. It hurts to see how much your own thoughts have been robbing you. But awareness is the scalpel. And once you cut those chains, money starts flowing in directions you control. Chapter 2. Rewiring the Wealth Brain. Daily mental rituals that make money obey you. You've just completed the hardest part, looking straight at the invisible chains your mind has wrapped around your finances. Awareness is painful, but it's also the doorway. Now we move from diagnosis to prescription. In this chapter, we're going to install new mental software, daily rituals that are simple, repeatable, and brutally effective at turning chaotic thoughts into disciplined wealth-building commands. These aren't fluffy affirmations you whisper once and forget. They are forced, structured practices that self-made wealthy people use every single day to keep their mind aligned with money. The key difference between someone who stays broke and someone who builds wealth isn't intelligence or starting capital. It's mental consistency. The rich don't think positive thoughts occasionally. They force their brain into wealth-aligned patterns morning, noon, and night. We'll cover 5 core daily mental rituals, why each one works psychologically, real-world examples of people who transform their finances by using them, and exactly how to implement them starting today, even if your current mindset feels like quicksand. Ritual 1. The morning wealth anchor, first 10 minutes after waking. Your brain is most programmable in the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking, before distractions flood in. The wealthy hijack this window. How to do it? No phone for the first 10 minutes. Sit or stand upright, eyes closed or softly focused. Repeat 3 deliberate statements out loud or in strong inner voice. Speak them with conviction, not mechanically. I'm the kind of person who creates, manages, and multiplies wealth every day. Money flows to me easily because I provide massive value and make smart decisions. Today I choose long-term freedom over short-term comfort. Then visualize for 60 seconds. See your bank/investment account growing. Feel the calm of financial control. Picture paying off debt or buying freedom for your family. Make it vivid, colors, emotions, sounds. Why it works. Repetition plus emotion plus visualization carves new neural pathways, neuroplasticity. Morning statements bypass the critical mind and program the subconscious before the day's noise begins. Studies on self-affirmation show consistent practice reduces stress and improves decision-making under pressure. Real example, a delivery driver earning minimum wage started this ritual in 2021. He felt ridiculous at first saying those words out loud in his tiny apartment, but he forced it daily. Within 6 months, he negotiated a better route, plus $400/month, started a small side hustle delivering premium items, and invested $100 per month consistently. By year 3, he had $45,000 saved and invested, all from changing what his brain heard first thing every morning. Ritual 2. The thought audit and replacement, 3 times daily check-ins. Your mind produces 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts a day, most automatic and negative about money. You can't stop them, but you can intercept and rewrite them. How to do it? Set 3 phone alarms, mid-morning, afternoon, evening. When the alarm goes off, pause for 60 seconds and ask, what money-related thought just crossed my mind in the last hour? Write it down if possible, that if it's scarcity/unworthy/excuse-based, immediately replace it with the opposite. I can't afford that. I choose whether that aligns with my wealth goals right now. Rich people are greedy. Wealthy people create value that benefits many. I'll start later. Starting small today compounds into massive change tomorrow. Say the replacement out loud or write it 3 times. Why it works. Cognitive behavioral techniques show that interrupting and reframing automatic thoughts reduces their power over time. Each replacement weakens the old circuit and strengthens the new one. Ritual 3. The value first scan before any spending or earning decision. Before you spend $1 or accept/reject an earning opportunity, force your brain to ask one question. Does this increase or decrease my long-term wealth and freedom? How to do it? Make it a non-negotiable pause. Even 3 seconds counts. Train yourself to scan. Spending. Is this consumption or investment? Coffee versus online course. Earning. Does this gig/job/side hustle build skills, network, or passive potential? If unsure, default to no until you can justify yes with wealth logic. Why it works. Most money leaks happen on autopilot. Forcing a 3-second value scan engages the prefrontal cortex, rational decision center, instead of the limbic system, emotional impulse. Real example. A graphic designer used to accept every low-paying client because I need the money. After installing this ritual, she started declining 60% of inquiries that didn't pay her new minimum rate or build portfolio value. Within 18 months, her hourly rate tripled, and she built a waiting list, all from one forced question. Ritual 4. The evening wealth gratitude and review. Last 5 minutes before bed. Gratitude isn't woo-woo when tied to money. It shifts focus from lack to abundance, which opens your mind to more opportunities. How to do it? Write or say 3 things. One specific money win from today, even tiny. Save $5, learn something new, said no to impulse. Point 1 thing you're grateful for that supports your wealth journey. A skill, a connection, health to work. Point 1 preview of tomorrow's wealth action. E.g., tomorrow I will research one investment option for 15 minutes. End with, my mind is aligned with wealth, and my bank account reflects it more every day. Why it works. Ending the day on abundance reduces overnight rumination and programs optimism into sleep when subconscious processing is high. Ritual 5. The discomfort declaration, anytime resistance hits. When old habits fight back, temptation to spend, fear of investing, procrastination, force this immediate verbal anchor. I choose discomfort today so I can have freedom tomorrow. Pain now equals power later. Say it out loud, feel the resistance, then act anyway. Why it works. Naming and reframing discomfort reduces its emotional charge and builds mental toughness, similar to exposure therapy. Your Chapter 2 implementation plan. Start forcing today. Write your 3 morning wealth anchor statements on a card or phone wallpaper. Do the ritual tomorrow morning. No exceptions. Set your 3 thought audit alarms right now. Commit to the value first scan on your next 10 money decisions. Track how many times you catch autopilot. Tonight, do your first evening wealth gratitude and review. Print or memorize the discomfort declaration. Use it the next time you feel resistance. These 5 rituals take less than 20 minutes total per day, but compound faster than any investment. They don't feel natural at first. That's the point. Forcing them rewires your brain until wealth-aligned thinking becomes your default. You're no longer at the mercy of old programming. You're installing the mind of someone who commands money instead of begging for it. Chapter 3. The hidden money blocks, psychological traps keeping your bank account small, and how to smash them. By now, you've stared down the invisible chains in Chapter 1 and started installing the daily mental rituals in Chapter 2. If you've been forcing those rituals, even on days when they felt stupid or pointless, you're already creating cracks in the old programming. But cracks aren't enough. Some blocks are buried deeper, wired into your psychology from childhood, society, past failures, or even evolutionary survival instincts. These hidden money blocks don't just slow you down. They actively cap how much wealth your mind will allow you to receive, keep, or multiply. This chapter is about exposing the 5 most common psychological traps that keep bank accounts artificially small, even for people who know better. We'll name each one clearly, explain where it comes from and how it operates in daily life, share real stories of people who were trapped by it and how they broke free, and give you precise, forceful techniques to smash each block. These aren't gentle suggestions. They are confrontational tools designed to hurt a little so the freedom hurts less later. Block number 1. The deserve ceiling. I'm not allowed to have more than this. This block is an unconscious limit your mind sets on how much money feels okay for someone like you. It's rooted in early messages. Don't get too big for your boots. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are selfish, or even family patterns where success was punished with jealousy or criticism. How it shows up. You earn a windfall, bonus, side hustle payout, tax refund, and immediately spend it all or give it away because keeping it feels wrong. You sabotage raises or big opportunities, procrastinate on applications, undernegotiate, quit too soon. You feel guilty when money accumulates, so you find ways to balance it with unnecessary expenses. Real story. A marketing consultant consistently earned $60, $70K/year, but couldn't break past it. Every time she got close to $100,000, She'd take on toxic clients at low rates, burn out, or spend impulsively on deserved luxuries until she dropped back down. When she traced it, she realized her father always said, "People like us don't get rich, we get by." She smashed the block by forcing a daily deserve declaration. I deserve financial abundance because I create real value in the world. She also set a new income goal publicly, told 3 trusted friends, and tracked every self-sabotage attempt for 90 days. Within 14 months, she hit $140,000 per year consistently. Smash technique. Write your current, comfortable annual income ceiling. Write the number 2 times that amount as your new temporary target. Every morning for 30 days, read aloud, "I am allowed and worthy of new target or more." There is no ceiling on what I can earn and keep. When guilt or sabotage arises, pause and ask, whose voice is telling me I don't deserve this? Then consciously reject it. Block number 2, the safety equals smallness association. Your brain equates financial smallness with safety because growing money often involves uncertainty, visibility, or change, all of which trigger the amygdala's fear response. How it shows up: staying in a soul-crushing job because at least the paycheck is steady. Avoiding investments because what if it all crashes? Turning down higher-paying opportunities that require relocation, new skills, or public exposure. Real story. A teacher in her 30s had $8,000 in savings but refused to invest any of it. She watched friends build wealth through stocks and real estate but kept saying, "I need to keep it safe for emergencies." After a forced audit, she realized safe had become code for small. She smashed it by starting with micro-investments, $50 per month into an index fund. Watching it grow slowly, even through dips, retrained her brain that growth could be safe too. 2 years later, she had $18,000 invested and had switched to a higher-paying ed tech role. Smash technique. Create a safety through growth list. Write 10 examples of times taking a calculated risk led to more security, new job, learning a skill, small investment win. Read it when fear hits. Force one stretch action weekly. Apply for a job paying 20% more. Invest $25 to $100 in something new. Negotiate one bill down. Document the outcome to build evidence. Block number 3, the comparison trap. Measuring against others instead of your own progress. Your mind constantly scans for where you rank financially, triggering envy, shame, or defeat when others appear ahead. How it shows up: seeing someone's vacation or new car and feeling, "I'll never catch up," leads to despair, spending, or giving up. Focusing on others' highlight reels instead of your compound progress. Smash technique. Switch to internal scoreboard. Track only your net worth monthly, assets minus liabilities. Celebrate percentage increases, not absolute numbers. Do a 30-day social media detox or mute accounts that trigger comparison. Replace envy with curiosity. When you see someone wealthy, ask, what decisions did they make that I can study and copy instead of why not me? Block number 4, the all-or-nothing perfectionism. I have to do it perfectly or not at all. So you never start investing, never negotiate, never launch the side hustle because it won't be flawless. How it shows up: researching endlessly without taking action, waiting for the perfect time, amount, or knowledge level. Smash technique. Adopt the 70% rule. If you're 70% prepared, act. Perfection is procrastination in disguise. Set micro deadlines. I will invest my first $50 by Friday, no matter what. Celebrate done over perfect. Every imperfect action builds momentum. Block number 5, the emotional spending anchor. Using money to regulate feelings. Stress, boredom, loneliness, anger, spending becomes the default emotional regulator instead of journaling, exercise, talking, or creating. How it shows up: retail therapy after a bad day, eating out when lonely, buying gadgets to feel productive. Smash technique. Create a 10-minute feelings pause protocol. When the urge hits, set a timer for 10 minutes and ask, what emotion am I actually feeling? What non-money action could soothe it? Build alternative anchors. Walk, call a friend. Write 3 things you're grateful for. Do 20 push-ups. Track emotional triggers in your thought audit from Chapter 2, and replace spending with one of the alternatives every time. Your Chapter 3 block smashing assignment. Due this week. Identify your top 1 to 2 blocks from the 5 above, the ones that sting the most when you read them. Write a 1-sentence smash statement for each, e.g., I smash the deserve ceiling by claiming my right to abundance every day. Force 1 targeted action against each block this week. At week's end, journal, what evidence did I create that this block is weakening? Add your smash statements to your morning wealth anchor ritual. These blocks are not character flaws. They're old survival code that no longer serves you. Smashing them isn't comfortable. It's necessary. Every time you force through one, your mind expands its permission for wealth, and your bank account expands to match. Chapter 4. The automatic wealth triggers. Habits that make money flow without constant willpower. You've identified the chains, installed the daily mental rituals, and begun smashing the deepest psychological blocks. If you've been forcing those practices consistently, even on the days when resistance screamed loudest, your mind is no longer defaulting to broke thinking as often. That's huge. But knowing what to think and actually doing the wealth-building behaviors day after day are 2 different battles. The average person relies on willpower to save, invest, negotiate, learn, or say no to spending. Willpower is like a phone battery. It depletes fast, especially under stress, fatigue, or temptation. Self-made, wealthy people don't have superhuman willpower. They have systems, automatic triggers, and habits that make the right money decisions happen with minimal conscious effort. Once installed, these triggers run in the background like software updates, quietly directing money toward growth instead of leakage. This chapter is about building those automatic wealth triggers. We'll cover 7 powerful, practical habits designed to run on autopilot. Each one includes the psychology behind why it works, real examples of transformation, exact step-by-step installation instructions, and troubleshooting for when your old brain tries to override them. These aren't one-off actions. They're lifestyle code you force until they become default. Trigger 1. Pay yourself first, the non-negotiable wealth tax. Before any bill, grocery, or impulse buy, wealth gets paid. This single habit separates people who build net worth from people who just earn and spend. How to install it? On payday or daily if variable income. Immediately transfer 10 to 20%, start at 5% if tight, to a separate wealth account. High-yield savings or brokerage you can't easily access. Automate it. Set up recurring transfers the moment money hits your main account. Live strictly on what remains. Force lifestyle compression until income rises. Psychology removes decision fatigue. When money is already gone, your brain adapts to the new reality instead of fighting temptation. Real example, a barista earning $2,200 per month started with 5%, $110. Automated it. Within months, he cut eating out and subscriptions to make it work. 2 years later, $8,000 invested plus side hustle income doubled his transfers. The trigger made saving feel normal, not heroic. Troubleshooting. If you dip into the wealth account, add a 24-hour cool-off rule, move it back plus extra $10 penalty to yourself. Trigger 2. The 72-hour impulse delay rule. Any non-essential purchase over $30 to $50 must wait 72 hours. Most urges die in that window. How to install it? When the desire hits, add the item to a 72-hour list. Note app. Write item, price, date, time, reason you want it, emotion behind it. Set a calendar reminder for 72 hours later. After 72 hours, reevaluate. Still want it? If yes, buy. If no, delete and celebrate the wealth win. Psychology. interrupts the dopamine hijack, gives prefrontal cortex time to regain control. Real example, a freelancer used to blow $200, $400/month on gadgets and clothes. Installed the rule. In first month, saved $320. Redirected half to investments. Over a year, built $4,000 emergency fund plus first stock purchases, all from delayed gratification. Trigger 3. Micro-investing on autopilot. Small, consistent investments remove the "I need thousands to start" excuse and harness compounding early. How to install it. Open a low-fee brokerage or micro-investing app, fractional shares allowed. Set auto-invest $5 to $50 every payday or weekly, round up purchases if available. Choose broad index funds /ETFs, S&P 500 or total market. Never check daily. Review quarterly. Psychology. Dollar cost averaging reduces emotional volatility. Small wins build proof and momentum. Real example. A single mom started with $10 per week. Never missed. In 5 years, $12,000 invested plus market growth turned it into $18,000 plus. She later increased to $50 per week as income grew. Trigger 4. The value first earning filter. Before accepting any gig, job offer, freelance project, or side hustle, ask one question. Does this increase my long-term earning power, skills, network, or a passive potential? How to install it. Create a one-page earning filter checklist. Rate opportunities on scale 1 to 10 for pay now, skill growth, network, future leverage. Only say yes if total score greater than or equal to 25/40. Adjust as needed. Force rejection of low-score offers, even if money is tight. Psychology shifts focus from short-term cash to long-term wealth velocity. Real example. A virtual assistant rejected low-pay clients for months. Focused only on high-value ones that taught advanced tools. Within 18 months, tripled hourly rate and built recurring clients. Trigger 5. The net worth snapshot ritual, weekly 5-minute check. Track net worth weekly instead of daily bank balance. This shifts identity from earner/spender to wealth builder. How to install it. Every Sunday evening, list assets, cash, investments, side hustle value, minus liabilities, debt. Write the number plus weekly change. If positive, celebrate quietly. If negative, identify one fix for next week. Psychology, numbers don't lie. Seeing upward trend reinforces identity change faster than motivation speeches. Trigger 6. The no muscle workout. Say no to one comfort or impulse daily. Train the rejection muscle so it becomes automatic. How to install it. Daily log. One intentional no, extra coffee, social invite, unnecessary subscription. Note the feeling and the save money redirected to wealth account. Psychology builds anti-fragility. Each no strengthens prefrontal control over limbic urges. Trigger 7. The future self-conversation, nightly 2-minute anchor. Before bed, ask, what would my wealthy future self do tomorrow? Then commit to one small action. How to install it. Say aloud or write. Future me with target net worth with specific action. I commit to doing it tomorrow. Examples. Would wake up at 5 a.m. to work on side project, would invest before spending, would negotiate that raise. Psychology connects present self to aspirational identity, making decisions feel aligned instead of forced. Your Chapter 4 Trigger Installation Assignment. Force these this week. Set up Pay Yourself First automation today, even 5%. Create your 72-hour list and use it on next impulse urge. Start micro-investing $5, $20/week. Build your earning filter checklist and apply to next opportunity. Your first net worth snapshot this Sunday. Log one daily no for 7 days. And every night with a future self question. These triggers don't require endless willpower. They replace it. Once automatic, money starts flowing toward you instead of away from you, even on bad days. You're shifting from forcing every decision to letting systems do the heavy lifting. Your mind is learning to command wealth on autopilot. Chapter 5: Turning Knowledge into Cash, the skill-to-wealth pipeline that actually works. You now have the mental foundation locked in. Chains broken, rituals running, blocks smashed, and automatic triggers firing in the background. Your mind is no longer the biggest obstacle. It's becoming the engine. But mindset alone doesn't pay bills. The bridge between a controlled mind and a controlled bank account is value creation. Specifically, turning what you know or can quickly learn into cash-generating skills that scale beyond trading hours for dollars. Most people stay broke not because they lack intelligence, but because they never build a deliberate skill-to-wealth pipeline. They learn randomly, YouTube rabbit holes, random courses, apply inconsistently, or pick skills with no market demand. The wealthy treat skill building like investing. High return, compounding, intentional. This chapter lays out the exact pipeline that turns knowledge into income fast, even if you're starting from zero marketable skills right now. We'll cover the 5 stages of the pipeline, how to choose the right skills for maximum leverage, real-world acceleration stories, pricing and scaling tactics, and daily/weekly actions to force progress. By the end, you'll have a clear roadmap to go from I know nothing to money flows because of what I know. Stage 1: Skill selection. Choose high leverage, high demand abilities. Not all skills are equal. The best ones have 3 traits. High market demand. People/businesses pay well for it. Scalable. Can serve many clients or create once/sell many times. Learnable in 3 to 12 months with focused effort. Top categories right now: 2026 landscape. Digital marketing, ads, SEO, content strategy, email funnels, tech adjacent. No-code tools like Bubble/Webflow, AI, prompt engineering, automation/Zapier. Creative with leverage, copywriting, video editing, graphic design for social/branding, sales and persuasion. High-ticket closing, negotiation, B2B outreach, specialized knowledge, niche finance, e-commerce ops, real estate analysis, personal branding coaching. How to choose yours. Make a list of 5 to 10 skills that interest you even slightly. Score each on demand. Search job boards/freelance sites for gigs paying $50 plus per hour. Speed to competence. Can I reach $50 per hour in 6 months? Scalability, freelance, agency, product/course. Pick the top 1 to 2 with highest combined score. Real example: a former retail worker in Mombasa chose copywriting because he liked writing social posts and saw high demand for e-commerce brands. In 4 months of deliberate practice, he hit $80 per hour freelance rates. Within 18 months, he built a small agency serving 8 clients/month. Stage 2: Accelerated learning loop. Compress 2 years into 6 months. Forget passive watching. Use the 80-20 deliberate practice model. Daily structure. Force this 5 to 6 days/week. 60 to 90 minutes focused learning. Best free/paid resources. YouTube deep dives plus 1 core course/book. 60. 1 20-minute deliberate practice. Create real output. Write ads, build landing pages, edit videos. 20, 30-minute feedback loop. Compare your work to top performers. Get critique. Reddit, Discord communities, paid mentor, or AI tools. 10-minute reflection. What worked? What sucked? 1 tweak for tomorrow. Tools to accelerate. AI assistance. ChatGPT/Claude for feedback, prompts, outlines, portfolio builders, Card, Notion, Behance, free practice clients, friends, local businesses, Reddit offers. Stage 3. First cash. Get paid while you learn. Don't wait to be expert. Get your first paying gig within 60 to 90 days. Tactics. Offer beta services at 30 to 50% discount for testimonials/case studies use platforms. Upwork, Fiverr, LinkedIn, local WhatsApp/Facebook groups. Twitter/X outreach cold outreach script. Hi name. I notice specific observation about their business. I help. Target outcome. Using skill. Would you be open to a quick 15-minute chat? Start small. $100 to $300 projects to build proof. Real example. A university student learned no-code website building. In month 2, he offered free sites to 3 local Mombasa businesses in exchange for testimonials. Month 3, charge $400 to $800 per site. By month 8, $3,000 to $5,000 per month consistent. Stage 4, pricing and packaging, escape hourly trap. Once you have 3 to 5 paid projects and testimonials, move from hourly to value-based or package pricing. Example packages. Basic, for $197, 1 deliverable. Standard, $1,497. Multiple deliverables plus strategy. Premium, $3,000 plus. Full system plus ongoing support. Raise prices every 3 to 5 new clients or after big results. Psychology shift. Charge based on outcome delivered, e.g., this funnel could generate $50,000 plus in sales, not time spent. Stage 5. Scaling to passive-ish income. Once hitting $3,000 to $5,000 per month consistently. Hire help, virtual assistants, junior freelancers, productize. Turn processes into templates, courses, SOPs build recurring. Retainers, memberships, affiliate commissions create assets. YouTube channel, newsletter, digital products teaching your skill. Real scaling example. A Kenyan woman started with freelance social media management, $300 per client. Packaged into $1,200 per month retainers. Hired 2 assistants. Launched a $97 per month course on social media for African brands. Now, $12,000 per month passive plus agency running semi-hands-off. Your Chapter 5 pipeline activation assignment. Start this week. Complete skill selection. Pick your number 1 high-leverage skill by end of today. Write why it fits the 3 criteria. Build your 90-day learning calendar. Block 2 to 3 hours per day. List week 1 to 4 resources and practice outputs. Create your first beta offer post/script. Offer the service at discount for 3 to 5 clients. Post/send it this week. Set your first money milestone. $500 from this skill by date 60 to 90 days out. Track weekly progress. Add 1 daily trigger. 30 minutes minimum deliberate practice. No excuses. This pipeline isn't optional if you want real financial control. Knowledge without cash is theory. Cash from knowledge is power. Your mind now has direction. Point it at value creation and watch the bank account respond. Chapter 6. The Discipline Multiplier. How to stay consistent when life tries to derail you. You've built a solid machine so far. Mindset rewired, blocks smashed, automatic money triggers firing, and a skill pipeline actively turning knowledge into cash. If you've been forcing every assignment and ritual up to this point, your bank account is already showing signs of obedience. Small deposits stacking, impulse leaks plugged, income experiments paying off. But here's the brutal reality most people never admit. Consistency is where 90% of transformations die. Life doesn't stop testing you just because you decided to get rich. Stress hits. Motivation crashes. Family emergencies arise. Work overloads. Sickness. Boredom. Social pressure. Bad weeks turn into bad months. And suddenly the rituals stop, the triggers get ignored, the skill practice drops to 0, and the old broke habits creep back and like they never left. Discipline isn't a one-time choice. It's a daily war against entropy. This chapter is your discipline multiplier. The advanced systems, psychological hacks, and contingency plans that turn fragile motivation into unbreakable consistency. We're not talking feel-good pep talks. We're talking battle-tested tools that self-made wealthy people use to stay on track when everything else falls apart. These multipliers don't eliminate resistance. They make you stronger than it. Multiplier 1. The minimum viable discipline rule, never 0 days. When life gets brutal, drop the perfection standard and switch to the absolute bare minimum that keeps momentum alive. How to install it? Define your never zero actions for each pillar. Mindset, money, skills mindset. 1-minute morning wealth anchor, just the 3 statements, no visualization if exhausted. Money, 1 automatic transfer, even $1, plus 172-hour delay check skills. 10 minutes of deliberate practice. Watch 1 tutorial clip or write 1 sentence of copy. Write these 3 never zero items on a sticky note or phone lock screen that on bad days. Force only these. No more, no less. Celebrate completion. Why it works. 0 days kill streaks and identity. Minimum actions preserve neural pathways and prevent total regression. Momentum is preserved even at 10% capacity. Real example. A Mombasa entrepreneur building an online course business hit a 6-month burnout phase after family health issues. He dropped from 3-hour daily work to just 15 minutes. 1-minute anchor plus $5 auto transfer plus 10 minutes outlining 1 module. He never missed a day for 4 months. When energy returned, he ramped back up without starting from scratch, finished and launched the course, now earning $4,000 plus per month recurring. Multiplier 2. Pre-commit punishments and rewards. Make quitting expensive. Willpower fails when consequences are abstract. Make them immediate and painful/pleasurable. How to install it? Punishments, public commitment. Tell 3 to 5 trusted people or post on socials. If I miss my never zero actions 3 days in a row, I donate $50 to a cause I hate. Accountability partner. Daily text proof of completion. Miss 1. Pay them $10, $20. Rewards. Micro rewards after streaks. After 7 perfect days, favorite meal. 30 days, small non-money treat. Movie night. Big reward at milestones. 90 days consistent. Invest the saved money into something visible. New domain, course enrollment. Psychology. Loss aversion. Fear of losing money/status is stronger than gain motivation. Multiplier 3. The if-then contingency map. Anticipate derailers before they hit and pre-decide your response. How to install it? List your top 5 to 7 derailers. Sick child, long work day, argument with partner, low mood, travel, money setback, social invitation. For each, write an if-then statement. If sick child, then do minimum viable from bed. Phone voice notes for practice. If long work day, then batch mindset rituals during commute. If low mood, then force 5-minute cold shower plus discomfort declaration first. Review the map weekly. Add new derailers as they appear. Why it works? Removes decision fatigue in the moment. Turns obstacles into pre-programmed wins. Multiplier 4. Environment design. Make discipline the path of least resistance. Your surroundings either support or sabotage consistency. How to install it? Phone. Delete money-wasting apps or hide them in folders. Set grayscale mode after 8 p.m. App limits on social. Workspace. Dedicated wealth corner. Laptop only opens to skill practice or finance dashboard first thing. Triggers. Place reminders. Wealth account screenshot as wallpaper. Sticky with never zero list on mirror. Social circle. Reduce time with chronic complainers. Increase exposure to growth-oriented people. Online communities. Podcasts on loop. Multiplier 5. The weekly discipline audit and reset. Every Sunday, 15 to 20 minutes. No excuses. How to do it? Review last 7 days. How many never zero days? Which triggers fired? Any missed? Score 1 to 10. Consistency, energy results. Identify 1 weak link, e.g., skipped skill practice 4 days. Choose 1 fix for next week, e.g., move practice to 6 a.m. before kids wake. Recommit aloud. This week I protect my discipline because deep why. Freedom, family, revenge on broke life. Multiplier 6. Identity reinforcement. I am the kind of person who When temptation hits, repeat the identity anchor instead of negotiating. Examples: urge to skip practice. I'm the kind of person who never misses a day, even when it's hard. Want to spend impulsively. I'm the kind of person who chooses future freedom over instant pleasure. Say it out loud. It short circuits emotional reasoning. Your Chapter 6 Discipline Multiplier assignment. Lock it in this week. Define and write your 3 never-zero actions today. Set 1 punishment plus 1 reward system. Tell at least one person. Build your if-then contingency map, 5+ scenarios. Redesign 1 environment element, phone, workspace, etc. for discipline support. Schedule your first weekly discipline audit for next Sunday. Pick your strongest identity anchor sentence and say it 10 times daily. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being relentless. These multipliers don't make life easier. They make you unbreakable. When a storm hits, and it will, you won't break. You'll adapt, minimize damage, and keep compounding. You're not just consistent anymore. You're anti-fragile. Your mind, habits, and bank account are now built to survive and thrive through chaos. Chapter 7. Scaling Wealth Without Losing Your Soul. Advanced Money Systems for Freedom and Impact. You've reached the point where consistency is no longer a battle. It's becoming your default operating system. The mindset is locked. The triggers are automatic. The skill pipeline is producing cash. And discipline multipliers keep you anti-fragile even on the worst days. Now the game changes from survival and momentum to scaling. This is where most people who get rich either plateau forever at 6 figures or blow it all and return to broke. Scaling wealth isn't just about making more money. It's about designing systems that multiply income, protect capital, reduce your time input, and align with a life worth living. The trap many fall into is scaling greedily, chasing bigger numbers at the cost of health, relationships, values, or peace. The truly wealthy scale smart. They build freedom first, impact second, and legacy third. This chapter gives you the advanced money systems to do exactly that. Grow aggressively while staying grounded, ethical, and fulfilled. We'll cover 5 interlocking systems for sustainable scaling, real examples from everyday people who scaled without burning out, psychological safeguards against success poisoning, and your exact scaling roadmap, starting from wherever you are today. System 1. The Freedom First Income Ladder. Build passive layers before lifestyle creep. Never let active income be your ceiling. Stack layers from most active to most passive. Layer progression. Active high leverage, your current skill/freelance/agency. Max this first, $5,000 to $15,000 per month. That's semi-passive retainers and recurring, monthly client packages, subscriptions, memberships. Aim for 40 to 60% of income here. One-time digital products, courses, templates, ebooks, stock assets. Create once, sell forever. Invested capital returns. Index funds, dividend stocks, real estate cash flow, the holy grail, money making money while you sleep. Business equity/ownership, your own brand, SaaS. Agency with team, exit potential or long-term cash machine. Rule: do not increase lifestyle spending until passive/recurring covers 100% of current expenses plus 20% buffer. Then scale lifestyle slowly. Max 30% of new passive gains. Real example: Imam Basabe's copywriter scaled from $1,200 per month freelance to $18,000 per month total by year 4. Breakdown: $6,000 retainers, 3 clients. For $1,000 course sales, evergreen funnel. $3,000 agency profit, hired writers. $5,000 dividends/real estate cash flow. He kept lifestyle at $3, $500/month for the first 3 years. When passive hit $8,000 per month, he upgraded housing modestly and started traveling guilt-free. System 2. The Capital Allocation Framework, where every extra dollar goes. Stop winging money decisions. Use this forced allocation. 50% reinvest in growth, skill upgrades, ads for your offers, hiring help, new product creation. 30% build wealth engine, investments. Index funds 70%, real estate/REITs 20%, high conviction bets 10%, 10% emergency and opportunity fund, liquid cash for crises or sudden deals, 10% life enjoyment and giving, experiences, family. Charity, guilt-free because the rest is protected. Automate as much as possible. Separate accounts with auto transfers on payday. System 3. Time leverage audit. Buy back hours ruthlessly. Wealth without freedom is just a fancy cage. Audit quarterly. Track every hour for 1 week, app or notebook. Categorize. High value, $100 plus per hour tasks. Medium, low value waste. Delegate/eliminate low value first. VA for admin. $5 to $15 per hour. Tools for automation. Zapier, make.com. Outsource repetitive creative work. Goal. Reduce personal work hours by 20% every 6 to 12 months while income rises. Real example. A graphic designer in her 30s was working 70-hour weeks at $8,000 per month. She hired a $400 per month VA for emails/scheduling. Spent $2,000 on no-code tools to automate client onboarding and package services into fixed-price offers. Dropped to 35 hours per week while hitting $15,000 per month. Reclaim time for family and new skill learning. System 4. The anti-burnout and values lock. Safeguards against success poisoning. Scaling temps ego inflation, isolation, and moral drift. Lock these in. Weekly soul check. Sunday, 20 minutes, rate 1 to 10 on health, relationships, joy, alignment with values. If any, 6, force adjustment next week. Non-negotiable boundaries. No work after 8 p.m., 1 full rest day/week, annual 2-week unplug. Giving threshold. When income hits milestones, $10,000 per month, $100,000 per year, commit fixed percent to charity/community, e.g., 5 to 10%. Keeps gratitude high and perspective grounded. Mentor/accountability circle. Surround yourself with 3 to 5 people who call out ego or drift, not yes men. System 5. Legacy and impact engine. Scale beyond self. True wealth freedom includes meaning. Build this parallel to money. Document your journey. YouTube, blog, newsletter turns experience into passive influence/income. Mentor 1 to 3 people quarterly, free or low cost, compound your knowledge and network. Create 1 impact product, free guide, scholarship fund, community, tied to your skill/wealth story. Real example. A former broke hustler in Kenya scaled a digital marketing agency to $25,000 per month. At $10,000 per month, he started a free weekly newsletter teaching African entrepreneurs marketing basics, grew to 12,000 subscribers, open sponsorships, and premium community. Now impact plus income are intertwined. He feels fulfilled, not just rich. Your Chapter 7 Scaling Activation assignment. Start building the systems. Map your current income layers and set 1 next layer goal, e.g., add first $1,000 per month retainer in 90 days. Create your capital allocation accounts/transfers. Force the percentages starting this payday. Run a time leverage audit this week. Delegate or eliminate 1 low-value task immediately. Schedule your first weekly soul check for next Sunday and define 1 boundary, e.g., no phone after 9 p.m. Choose 1 legacy/impact action. Start a simple newsletter, mentor 1 person, or create 1 free resource this month. Scaling isn't about getting bigger. It's about getting freer. These systems ensure wealth serves you, not the other way around. You keep your soul intact while the numbers explode. You're not just building money anymore. You're building a life of control, impact, and quiet power. Chapter 8. The Eternal Wealth Mindset. Living rich every day, no matter the balance. You've walked the full path. You've broken chains, rewired thoughts, smashed blocks, installed automatic triggers, turned skills into cash, multiplied discipline, and built scaling systems that protect your freedom and soul. If you've been forcing every single step, every ritual on tough mornings, every no when temptation screamed, every micro-investment when doubt whispered, every delegation when ego wanted to control everything, then something profound has already happened. Your bank account is no longer the boss of your emotions. Your mind is. And that shift from reacting to money to commanding it is the true definition of being rich. Not the number in the app, not the car in the driveway, not the follower count or the vacation photos. Real richness is an internal state, calm certainty that you control your financial destiny, regardless of today's balance. This final chapter isn't about tactics anymore. It's about embedding the eternal wealth mindset, the daily way of being that keeps you rich in spirit long after the money compounds into 7, 8, or 9 figures. Because money without this mindset eventually erodes. People who win lotteries or inheritances often lose it in years. People who build it slowly and guard their inner state keep it for generations. We'll cover the 4 pillars of the eternal wealth mindset, how they show up in everyday decisions, stories of people who live this way, quiet millionaires in places like Mombasa and beyond, and your lifelong practices to make this mindset unbreakable. This is the chapter you return to when life tests you hardest, because the external game changes, but the internal one must stay rock solid. Pillar 1. Wealth is identity, not a number. I am wealthy because I think and act like it. The moment you tie your richness to a specific bank balance, you become a slave to fluctuations. Markets crash, clients leave, investments dip, and suddenly you feel broke again. The eternal mindset flips it. I am wealthy because of who I have become, disciplined, value-creating, long-term focused, anti-fragile. How this shows up daily. You celebrate net worth progress, not just income spikes. You feel genuinely abundant even on a low month because you know the systems are working. You treat small wins, saving $20, learning one new skill tactic, saying no to waste, with the same pride as big checks. Real quiet millionaire example. A former Matata driver in Mombasa saved aggressively, learned digital skills on cheap data bundles, built a small online service business. At $3,000 per month, he still lived simply. Same small house, same Matatu for transport. Friends asked why he didn't upgrade. He said, I upgraded my mind first. The rest will follow when it's earned, not borrowed. 10 years later, multiple income streams, real estate, kids in good schools, but he still drives the same route sometimes, just to remember where he started. His identity never depended on appearances. Practice. Every morning after your wealth anchor, add one sentence. Today I live as someone who is already wealthy in mind, choices, and direction. The money is just catching up. Pillar 2. Gratitude as fuel. Turn appreciation into acceleration. Gratitude isn't soft, it's strategic. When you focus on what you already have, skills, health, relationships, even small savings, your brain scans for more of it. Scarcity focus breeds more scarcity. Abundance focus breeds more abundance. Daily integration. Evening wealth gratitude from earlier rituals now includes 3 specifics. 1 non-money abundance, sunrise over the ocean, a child's laugh, clean water, 1 money-related win, even $5 saved, 1 future preview. I'm grateful for the freedom that's already building. When stress hits, pause and force 3 gratitudes before problem solving. It lowers cortisol, sharpens decisions. Real example. A woman running a small clothing resale business in Mwembe Taieri used to complain about slow sales. After installing gratitude, she started noting every customer, every shilling profit, every connection made. Sales didn't magically triple overnight, but her energy shifted. She smiled more, networked better, spotted opportunities she used to miss. Within 18 months, she expanded to online plus wholesale, quietly building to $7,000 per month while still deeply appreciative of every step. Pillar 3. Detachment from outcome. Obsess over process, release the rest. You control inputs, effort, decisions, consistency, not outputs, exact dollar amount, market returns, client yes/no. Obsessing over outcomes creates anxiety and poor choices. Detachment creates calm power. How to live it. Judge your day by: did I protect my rituals? Did I create value? Did I act from discipline instead of fear? If yes, day 1, regardless of bank movement. When big goals feel far, break them into process milestones. This month, 20 outreach messages, 10 skill hours, 3 investments. Celebrate process wins loudly. Mantra for setbacks. This is data, not defeat. What does it teach me? Real example. An app developer in Nairobi poured 18 months into a project that flopped. 0 downloads after launch. Instead of despair, he detached. I shipped. I learned user acquisition, coding under pressure, marketing basics. He applied those lessons to his next, smaller project, sold for $45,000 within 6 months. Detachment saved his momentum. Pillar 4. Generosity as compounding. Give to multiply. The wealthiest mindsets give strategically, not from guilt, but from overflow. Giving reinforces abundance, opens unexpected doors, builds legacy, and keeps ego in check. Forms of giving. Money. Fixed percent, 5 to 10%, to causes, family, community when income allows. Time/knowledge. Mentor, free content, help local hustlers. Forgiveness. Let go of past financial grudges, debts owed to you, old betrayals. Freeze mental space. Real example. A retired teacher in Mombasa who built quiet wealth through rentals and small investments gives free financial literacy sessions every Saturday at a community center. She says, giving keeps me humble and attracts more. People remember kindness. It comes back in referrals, partnerships, peace of mind. Your eternal wealth mindset lifelong assignment. Embed it forever. Add the new morning sentence to your wealth anchor rituals starting tomorrow. Expand evening gratitude to include 1 non-money, 1 money, 1 future item. Do it tonight. Create a process win journal. Every night note 1 process victory, no matter external results. Review monthly. Choose 1 form of generosity to start this month. Write your personal, eternal wealth creed. 1 paragraph summarizing who you are now: disciplined, grateful, detached, generous. Read it weekly or when doubt creeps in. This mindset isn't the finish line. It's the operating system you live inside for the rest of your life. Markets will crash. Opportunities will vanish. Life will throw curveballs. But when your mind stays anchored in identity, gratitude, process, and generosity, you remain rich, even on 0 balance days.